Hi, this is Logan Connect. It is May 31st, 2019, and I have no idea how intellectual property works. I'm here today to do a progress video on where Piano Gym is at, maybe give a little bit of a roadmap of where we're going, and just kind of let you know about the cool new feature that we just worked on, which is called Learner Enrollment Prioritization. It's a bit of a mouthful, but in short, the idea is that previously you were able to selectively enroll which courses and lessons you want to focus on if there's a school that you're interested in. So after that, though, you may want to determine which material gets focused on first rather than doing things in a linear progression. So some schools may have like course 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, course 2, lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3. You may not want to do that in that order, and so you may want to prioritize the order that those lessons and courses are basically approached from. It's a little bit of an abstract concept, but once I show you, I think it'll be pretty obvious. The first step we're going to do is we're just going to sign up, and then we're going to go to the new learner dashboard. Please have a little leniency. The UI needs a little bit of love, but we're going to work through it together. You may notice that the Learner Dashboard does have a new view now on the right side. This is the Learner Enrollment Prioritization widget. We're just going to call this Enrollment Prioritization for now because that is a mouthful. The Enrollment Prioritization widget starts off blank and it just says you are not enrolled in any schools, courses, or lessons. Feel free to enroll in any schools, courses, or lessons that you want to. And the idea is that this is where in the learner dashboard, you'll have the ability to prioritize what you want to focus on. So you can go to browse schools and you can see that there's 3 different schools here, but they're actually all the same. In a previous progress update, I demonstrated something called bootstrapping, or our initial course offering. And all that means is that Piano Gym is going to have a set of courses and lessons that are available to guide learners. It's not meant to be the end-all, be-all of how to approach piano, but it is meant to give a guidance on how to potentially create course material. And with that bootstrapping, we are able to actually create this ahead of time. So instead of creating just one Piano Gym course, I'm creating 3. They all have the same information. These are all just the simple songs together, hot cross buns, simple scales, etc. For the moment, though, what I really want to show is that how this learner dashboard works in general. So for this example in this progress video, let's just talk about the idea of somebody who wants to focus on a C major scale, right? A C major scale is a great starting point. So you may not be interested in learning anything else, but you may be interested in learning the C major scale. Once you've enrolled in that lesson, you're going to see on your learner dashboard a drop-down menu appear that lets you expand all the way into what you're actually enrolled in. This is focused entirely on what you're enrolled in. Nothing here will be something that is unrelated to your actual course emphasis. So in this case, we have C major scale. You can see that it's there, but that's the only thing that's going. You can see that we can drag and drop this as well to move it around, but there's nothing that we can really do to prioritize this. So I'm going to take a moment. We're going to go back to the Browse Schools page, and we're going to enroll in not just the Piano Gym, but all 3 of these schools. When you do that, that's going to change your learner dashboard to reflect all the items that you're in. Now you're going to see the full scope of courses that expand out for each one of these, and you're going to see the lessons expand out as well for each one of these. This is pretty nice in general. One thing I want to do a quick call out to is that if you notice, the simple scales is the first course that is being prioritized, whereas simple songs and Christmas tunes are the second and third one. Simple scales is the second course of the Piano Gym course offering for now. And the thing that you should know is that when you enroll, the prioritization of your courses, lessons, and schools are done on a first in and first out basis, meaning that the first course you enroll in will be the first one prioritized. It's a subtle nuance. It's not going to change anything, but it does kind of call out the idea that just to be aware of what you are enrolling in. But you'll always have the ability to prioritize to your convenience. So in this case, like I said, you can see that there's the C major scale, G major, D major. If we were pretending that we had a preference, we could just say that now I want to make the D major scale the first scale that gets integrated into my review system, which means that when I go to my review system and start integrating new material, this is actually the D major scale, and that is the prioritization first. So let's say that you're like, well, the D major scale is nice, but I really want to learn Up on the Housetop instead. You can just prioritize Christmas tunes as the top piece and then focus on that instead. We're going to put Dashing Through the Snow in just to see how that works, and that's the gist of it in general. So you can arrange courses, schools, and lessons on any type of preference order. There is no real suggestion on how to do this. It's mostly going to be up to the learner on what their preference is for managing this information. It's very comprehensive, very exciting, and it gives a lot of control to those who are learning at their own pace, which is, again, the emphasis of Piano Gym itself is to support autodidactic learning. I'm going to go through and we're going to try and see if the piano play section will work. When I do screen captures and recordings, it's a little bit laggy. But I'm going to demonstrate first this D major scale, and then we'll see if that Christmas music isn't also being prioritized first. So let's try this out. Nice, nailed it. All right hand, none of that left hand stuff. We're going to just say that this was a success. For those of you who may not have noticed, there's also now a visual feedback for an 88 keyboard key system in the bottom. All of this needs a little bit of smoothing out in terms of the user experience, but the pieces are all here. And what we're going to do is now we're going to say this is a success. Congratulations, we have no more review flashcards that are obligating us to learn. So we're going to start learning some new material as well. And here we go. I believe this is Up on the Housetop. Let's try it out. As you can tell, I'm probably somebody who would benefit from this tool just as much as anybody else. But the idea still stands that this is Up on the Housetop being focused on primarily first, and you saw that the D major scale was being prioritized based off of that. So this is really exciting. There's a lot going on. This is going to really help people who want to feel like they're in control of the course progression, because it's not just enough to give people the opportunity to make their own schools, courses, and lessons and say, you know, have a carte blanche way to tell people how to learn piano. The students and the learners should also have a role in that. It's very exciting. This is a big piece of work. Selective enrollment and enrollment prioritizations are actually the two last pieces needed before we start to pick up steam to our full beta, which is probably why I'll take a moment here just to segue into our public-facing roadmap that I've built out. The Piano Gym roadmap is something that I want to share with people as I am developing this. We have a lot of thoughts and there's a lot of strong opinions, but the idea is that transparency is the biggest one. By letting people know what we're working on, it's going to set a baseline for what they should expect in terms of features and scope. So I just want to take this moment, shout out that we've done selective enrollment. We've done enrollment prioritization, and our next pieces that we'll be working on are infrastructure refinement, data storage refinement, some of the website layout, and potentially some new flashcards as well as the user interface. Now, this is actually quite a bit of work, so we're going to try and get this beta launched and make it so that it's publicly available in a soft form where you can show up, you can enroll, you can use the material, and put it through its paces, but we really do need to do a lot of refinement before this is actually truly beta ready. And what I mean by that is one of the last and biggest pieces that we're probably going to be focused on is the teacher dashboard, which is where and the ability for all users to create schools, courses, and lessons. Once we make that publicly available, this will go from being just a soft beta to a full beta that has all the full feature set, and we'll move forward from there. I realize that there's a lot of information in this video, so if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and you know, don't forget to like or subscribe. And then just let us know if you have any thoughts, because we are doing this to be part of a community, and there's a lot of really exciting things happening right now. Stay tuned.